party people. Welcome once again to the Party of One podcast, the actual play RPG podcast where the gaming table is always set for two. I'm your host as always, Jeff Stormer, and this week I am joined once again by my good friend Erika Chappell for another game of Flying Circus. Flying Circus is, of course, a high fantasy game of aerial dogfights powered by the apocalypse. It's a game we've played before on the show. We've played it in a fantasy setting. We've played it in a World War II setting. We are back to the fantasy world of Flying Circus. I am back in the cockpit as hotshot young flying ace Oskar Castagnoli. This was a super fun game. This is definitely going to be one revisit again very, very soon. I am very, very excited. I had so much fun playing this game, and I cannot wait for you to listen to it. Flying Circus is out in the world now. You can just buy it. You can download it. You can read it. I love it. I can't recommend it enough. Check the show notes for more information about Flying Circus. Today is June 25th. If you're listening to this on release day, this Saturday, the 27th, I am taking part in a charity stream to raise money for LGBTQ plus charity funds. From 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday, I will be playing Mission Accomplished, the tabletop role-playing game of Super Spies and Office Meetings. I would love if you came and hang out with us. That is on twitch.tv/Action Shakespeare. That is ACTN Shakespeare. Come hang out with us and play, and we're going to play some games. We're going to have some fun. You can also find more information about that in the show notes. And with all that said, let's go ahead and throw it over to me in the past so that he can get started with the show. Take it past me. Thanks, future me. This week, I am just beyond excited to be joined once again by Erika Chappell. Erika, thank you so much for coming back on Party of One.
Thank you so much for having me.
Real quick, before we get into what is a very exciting game for me, and I'm sure the listeners at home, why don't you take a moment to let them know about what we're playing this week, as well as all of the other cool stuff you've got going on you might want them to know about.
All right, so we are, as you probably know from the title of this episode, unless you, shuffled into it, we are playing Flying Circus, which is actually out now. It's out.
Congratulations, by the way. I want to say this
you.
on microphone. I am so happy for you. I am happy that it is in the world. I'm happy that people love it. It deserves every bit of praise that it gets.
Oh my god. It took 3 years.
I know that feel. I know that feel.
Yeah, but it is done. And by done, I mean that another version of it is coming out in probably a couple weeks, which will address balance concerns and questions that people had. And introduce some cool new features, because why ever actually finish a thing? And so we are going to be playing with those in-progress beta rules of the final version. So, Delta rules?
Yeah, that sounds right. I'm into it.
So we'll be playing with those. And also, I guess the other things that I'm doing right now is I'm still, I'm working on expansions for it to meet my, probably a little bit way too ambitious Kickstarter stretch goals. So there's going to be a historical version and a fun World War II era version with aliens and stuff like that.
Nice.
And I am also working on some other expansions to it that are not Kickstarter stretch goal ones, which we will also be playing with today.
That's so exciting. I'm really, really excited to get into it. So why don't we do exactly that? I guess I should introduce my pilot, even though I've introduced him once before.
Reintroduce.
I am playing Oskar Castagnoli, a humble farmer, raised by his aunt, a famous pilot. I left home because I was ambitious, and my first few jaunts out in the world of piloting were actually pretty successful. I stopped some mechanized bandits. I picked up some coin. I did okay for myself, and that kind of bolstered, I came down from that flight a much different person. I grew up a little bit succeeding at a thing that I kind of had set out to do. So this is Oskar a few years later. This is a little bit of an older Oskar who has been at this for a little while and has been fairly decently successful with it. Oskar has a mustache now. That's really an important detail.
Oh my god.
I know, right? It actually works. It works, and it shouldn't work. It's not quite a full Magnum. It's a little bit thinner than a Magnum. Not quite as bushy, but it's that same sort of look, and it is that same sort of dirty blonde as his hair, but it looks good. It actually does work.
Excellent. That's impressive. That is perhaps more impressive than the piloting.
Yeah, that's you know what? I figured it might be. I wanted to lead off with that important detail.
Yeah, no, that's vital.
Oskar has also sadly parted ways with his boyfriend. They mutually decided that, like, he realized that he was never coming home. He realized that the world was too large and there was too much for him to see and do, and so it wasn't fair for him to ask someone to wait when he kind of in the back of his head knew that that day was never going to come when he settled down. So they've parted ways, and honestly, he's been having fun. Like, Oskar has decided to focus on Oskar. He has recruited a new mechanic. He has a new best friend.
Yep.
His name is Magnus. He is my business partner and mechanic. We've done some great work. I picked up a deed to some faraway swampland that I am certain, and Magnus is certain, we can definitely spin around into some very profitable returns and really start, property flipping, I'm pretty sure, is the future of the flying circus economy, so that's really where our heads are at.
Absolutely.
And of course, I am still, destined to be the world's greatest pilot that ever lived and change the world through aircraft. Like, that's still my goal. So in a lot of ways, I think I'm the same person that I ever was. Oskar has maybe let a couple things go to his head.
Like the vast amounts of money and the that has both entered and exited his hands in that time. Yeah, that's probably contributing.
Oskar and Magnus definitely have the rhythm of, like, the get-rich-quick scheme works, but then they undercut themselves, like, so specifically that like, the sitcom rhythm is, like, they come up with a ridiculous plan, you think it's not gonna work, it kind of sort of works, but then they both undercut the other person unintentionally and end up with nothing, but they had fun with it.
Yeah, or they immediately blow the money they made on one get-rich-quick scheme to, like, for the seed money for the next one.
Yeah, it's all right. We got our money. Now we use it to build a rocket, and then the rocket explodes, and it's like, well, all right then. That was. I see now that the rocket plan was flawed. We're gonna scrap that. Go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, you gotta spend money to make money. So.
That's right. This is really you know what? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah. So you still got your really cool airplane, right?
I still have the dancer in the skies. It is still beautiful and purple with silver stars and galaxy patterns and streamers on the wings that float through the air. My aunt's rifle is still stapled to it or taped to it so that I just have that one little extra piece of protection.
Excellent.
It is still every bit as beautiful, and for as ridiculous as my life is and as many schemes, I still take caring for it very seriously because, like, I mean, I'm not senseless enough to not know that I wouldn't be here if it weren't for this beautiful, beautiful machine.
Absolutely. And I mean, that's why you hired Magnus. Somebody has to fix the plane when you're off doing other pilot stuff.
Yeah, doing other important responsibilities. PR work is really how I would describe it.
I think, do you want to get rolling?
I think I want to get rolling.
Cool. So we're going to start with, you're sort of at, like, step 2 of a quite brilliant multi-step plan that
is correct.
And Magnus have cooked up.
That's correct. The plan is so far going seamlessly. Step 1 was obtain a deed, and that's done.
Yeah.
Step 3 is we use the deed, we convince people that there is a faraway land that is rife with beautiful, rare sky creatures, that the only way to see them currently is to fly 30,000 feet in the air. But if you come to our faraway land, if you buy this deed from us, well, then you can see these beautiful, majestic creatures anywhere. However, the problem is step 2 is that's the tricky part. That's where we're at right now.
Yeah. So do me a real quick favor and set your altitude on your little thingy.
Okay.
Yeah, set it to 45. So 4 on the inside spinner and 5 on the outside.
All right.
You have climbed a ways.
Yes.
And the only reason you're able to do so is because among the many preparatory stages of this con is that you have went and purchased yourself some fancy new high-altitude fuel. You've got some electrically heated clothing, which is vital because you've flown quite a ways, and it's now winter, and it's freezing. So, and as you get higher up, it only gets worse. So you've actually put quite a bit of money into this scheme, but it's going to pay off. 100%.
Oh, for sure it is. Obviously it is.
All right, and the other thing I'll need you to do is set your speed to your plane's max speed.
Alrighty. Okay.
Cool. So you are hunting something. You're specifically hunting a mysterious creature that lives far, far high above the earth, which is known colloquially as a sky screamer, being as they fly on organic jet engines. The reason that they are valuable is because their horn is made of some pretty incredible material, and which can be used for all sorts of fancy, scientific and industrial purposes. So, if you can just say like, oh yeah, we know where they live when they're not screaming around the sky, eating birds and impaling pilots on the massive narwhal horn, things that you didn't really consider until you're up this high.
Not a concern. We'll be fine. It's great.
You'll be fine. So if you know where they hang out, obviously that'd be worth a ton of money.
Yes.
So that's why you are up here, and hopefully nothing goes terribly wrong. Probably not.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine.
So I'm going to need you to make the first roll of our game.
Okay.
Which is a move that got added since we last played, and it is called Air Patrol, and it is the move for flying around looking for stuff.
All right. I assume it's still 2d10?
Yep.
Alrighty. That is a 12.
Add your calm to it.
My calm is 3, if I remember correctly. It's -3, so that's a 9.
Oof. All right. So you're chugging along. It's freezing, and you've been up here a while now. You're really glad that you bought that electric clothing, but man, you wish that there wasn't a gap between your gloves and your cuff. It's starting to get to you. And you're starting to think, maybe I need to go back and try this again. When you start to hear another sound over your engine, which is never good because your engine is loud. And it sort of sounds a little like it's coming from behind you.
It's never great.
Yeah. So do a real quick roll engage. This is just a flat 2d10.
Alrighty.
This will determine how bad the situation is. Oh,
that's
actually,
bad.
Roll me one more.
Okay.
So 3d10.
That is an 8.
A total over 3?
Yes, that is correct.
And we're dropping the highest.
Alright, so that's 4.
Nicely rolled.
I know. We're starting the story off with some drama is what's happening.
Yeah, so you very slowly, we get the shot of you looking behind you and yeah, there is a pair of these big, terrifying looking sky orcas with the jet engines in their wings, and they are closing fast onto you. They found you. What do you do?
Well, the only thing to do is, oh my god, this is gonna go really, really, badly. The only thing to really do is, drop low out of the sky and wait till they're in front of me, pick up behind them and shoot it, and oh my goodness, I am gonna hope that, I don't just drop out of the sky and crash and, everything doesn't go horribly, horribly wrong.
Cool. So that definitely sounds like turning the tables on someone with a little bit of diving. So let's...
yes.
So you're going to dive 1 altitude, so you reduce your altitude by 1.
Alrighty.
And add 3 speed.
Alrighty.
And then roll me 2d10 plus daring.
Alright. That was the goal because I am begging my plane to hold together. See, now that's much better, because that is a total of a 21.
Holy shoot. Okay, yes. So, First, reduce your speed by 3.
Okay.
So, I mean, you neutraled out, which is good. You didn't lose any speed doing this awesome maneuver. And you do it perfectly. You actually are really good at this.
I'm a really good pilot.
The moment you realize that they're behind you, you let them get just a little bit closer so that they'll accelerate to try to stab you with their horns. And you just drop and bleed all your speed as best you can and come up behind them. And it's a perfect maneuver. And now you are chasing them. What do you do?
Open fire is really the only thing I can do.
That's probably a pretty good idea. So yeah, so you've got your machine guns and you've got your big old rifle on you. Which are you gonna use?
I think I gotta go for the rifle. I think this is what the rifle is here for.
Cool. So the precision rifle works super fun now in the new version because it kind of sucked on release. So, and in response to feedback, we have made the rifle gooder.
All right.
So the way it works is that it does a limited amount of damage. So roll 2d10 plus hard.
Okay. My hard is -1. That is an 11.
That's still a hit.
All right.
So it does a reduced amount of damage, but it's really good at getting critical hits. So also roll 1d20.
1d20?
Yes.
The fabled dice.
The fabled 1d20. Because there is a new system for doing critical hits in this game that is so much faster than any of the ways we did it before.
That is 13.
Oh my god.
That is a 13.
Okay, so 13 plus... you have just managed to not get a critical hit, but you take a big chunk out of one of them.
I'll take it.
Yeah, you hit him. You hit one of them, and it there's some awful, like, eruption of gross, monster blood everywhere. And then the two of them turn in two different directions. One goes left and one goes right. And they are both turning around to try to get behind you, and or just come straight at you. So, what do you do?
It worked before. It's gonna work again. Here's the plan. I'm gonna ask you this as the game master, as someone who is not a seasoned pilot, but my character is, so I believe I would know this.
Okay.
How impossible is it for me? Is it going to be for me to like rise up quickly, or is it going to be quicker for me to drop? Because my goal is, if they're going to be flying at me from two different directions, then if I just am not on the same altitude as them, then there's only one thing that they will hit.
Climbing is pretty difficult in these planes.
All right, then dropping is the easiest option,
dropping
and just
is easier.
Hoping that they don't drop on me.
Yeah. You'll be fine.
I'll be fine. I can always bank to the left. That's that's the goal. Okay. So right. I'm going to go for the plan again, which is I'm gonna like slow down to try and draw them into that sense of security where they think they can both rush at me, and then drop once they both seem to be rushing. Because I'm pretty confident that they're both gonna make a move, and if they both make the move at the same time, I don't think these Sky Screamers are working with the kind of precision that once they start to accelerate, they'll know to either stop or dodge. That's what I'm banking on.
All right, so I'm actually going to count this as something. I'm going to... so your character has gained quite a bit of experience, and we've added a whole bunch of masteries since then. So I'm going to grab a move and just say you have it. Because, hey, there's been a campaign that has been running Phantom in the background. So you've got the Dangerous Merge move from the Slipstream Mastery, which is basically a way of making your opponents collide with one another.
Got it. I do want that. I want that move.
All right, so what you got to do is roll me plus daring.
Okay, that's what I'm best at.
Yeah.
That is a 10.
That total?
Yes.
Oof. All right,
I know.
Yeah. So you're like, oh yeah, I've got the perfect plan. I'm going to make them collide into one another. It'll be perfect. And so you make yourself a tempting target, thinking like, oh yeah, they're gonna do it. I'm gonna just drop, and then you realize that what you've kind of done is set yourself up to get hit by both of them.
Yeah, that'll do
you
it.
know. So they're both going to real quick hit you with their horns, and hopefully this won't be too bad. Probably won't be too bad.
It's probably fine.
So now I don't actually have to ever roll dice in this game. But I can always I can do it if I want to, or I can make you roll the damage dice coming towards you.
Yep.
So just roll me 3d10 real quick.
Roll you 3d10, you got it.
Yeah.
That is a 20 total.
Oof. That's a lot of hurt. That is above average amount of hurt.
There's a lot of hurt.
So your toughness goes to 0.
Yep.
And then you start taking damage to your maximum strain. Your maximum strain isn't just health. It's also how many G-forces you can take before your wings pop off.
Okay.
So you are now at max strain 14.
Got it.
As basically these two critters zoom right past one another, and both of them just take a huge chunk out of your wings.
Yep. That's what's going to happen there.
This could be going better. This
could
quick
be going
assessment. It could be going better. They zoom off in opposite directions, and they form up together, and they're coming around for the kill. What do you do?
All I really can do is ready and open as much fire as I can on the one that I've already hit to either take it out of the sky. If I can take it out of the sky and scare off the other one, that's the ideal. If I can take it out of the sky and just have to try and dodge one of them, that's the secondary ideal. Those are my two top options, but like at least then I've got one of them. At least then I'm in a position, a decent position.
All right, so you're gonna let it like come at you, and you're just gonna blaze away with your machine guns.
That's, I think, the best thing I got.
All right, so roll plus hard.
All right,
let's make this happen. Ooh,
that is
one more.
That's a 17, 16 so far.
Okay, so roll one more and drop the lowest.
17, so it's a 7, 10, and 6, so 17, 16.
16?
16.
It's a perfect success. And roll 1d20.
1d20. 12.
Oof. So, actually, that's perfect. You get a crit. You get a critical hit. So, pick up that d20 and roll again. This time, you're going to be plus 4 instead of plus 8, and you need 20s to get crits.
Okay. That's not a 20.
Okay, so you still got a crit. And you did a ton of damage. You just did 16 damage to this thing as it comes in for you.
Okay.
And then you crit it. So basically you shoot it to pieces, and it's the precious horn that you've come up here to get snaps off and flips down into the through the clouds and towards the ground below. It'll probably be fine, but you'll have to go find it. And
well, then that's the next step in the plan, because I'm not interested in trying to take down 2 of these things. I'm interested in taking down 1 and taking a horn.
Yeah, so and the creature flops out of the sky, and the other one decides, okay, yeah, this is probably way too much, and turns away and roars off into the distance.
So yeah, I am trailing and tracking this thing down as I descend, and I descend as best I can. I realize that I'm probably going to lose it, but the closer I can get to a general area, the luckier I am.
Right. So
and I generally am pretty lucky. So
okay, yeah. So here's part 2 of your mission. So you track this thing down in a nice spiraling dive, and you do see where it lands out in the forest on the top of a hill. You spot the glimmer of it protruding out of a hilltop. So all somebody has to do now is hike out and go get it.
Okay, noted.
That's
mission success.
Yeah. So you level out and you head back to town. Your plane is wobbling in the air the entire time because there's big holes through the wings and all this stuff. And you put it down gently.
Real gently.
Really gently.
Apologizing profusely to it. Like, I'm so sorry. I'm a dancer. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You know what? I know we've talked about this. I know that we've talked about this. I know we've talked about Magnus starts going, and then you start going because the two of you have fun together, and then, sure enough, you're up in the air against two Sky Screamers. I know, Dancer, I know. I promise. This is the last time.
You roll to a halt, and it slowly squeaks to a halt on its landing gear, and you stagger out of it. And
I just start cackling laughter.
Absolutely.
Yes!
So we're going to hold off on stress because you're not done your mission yet.
Nope.
You got to go get that thing.
Gotta go get it.
Oskar, or not Oskar, you're Oskar. Magnus runs out and are you okay? What happened? Oh my god, the plane. Oh my god.
I stop. Just so you know, it's not happy with you. I want you to know that.
With me?
It says it's you. It says it was your fault. Like, you can convince it otherwise. I'm just telling you what it told me. It was very unhappy. I maybe blamed you. I maybe told it was your idea.
God. Okay, we'll deal with that later. Did we, is the plan still on?
2 thumbs up.
Two thumbs.
1 thumb up.
1 thumb. We wanted 2 thumbs.
We can get it to 2 thumbs. The first one, look at how it's wobbling. You see it wobbling?
It's a wobbling thumb. All right.
It's a wobbling thumb. It's one thumb and a wobble. We got one thumb and a wobble.
How do we turn that thumb unwobbly? How do we stabilize this thumb to a positive thumb?
The horn is in a hill.
Okay.
I just gotta hike out and get it.
Or just gotta go.
Just gotta go.
All right. It's out there in the spooky woods.
Out there in the spooky woods.
Nobody returns from the woods.
Well, nobody. Well, no.
Few return.
Some.
So, presumably some.
Here's the thing. Somebody had to have returned at some point.
Right.
Or else we would just know them as the woods. They wouldn't be the spooky woods. Like, we can't know. Like, all the stories about those things in the woods, like, somebody had to go out and see those. Somebody had to return. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, there wouldn't be all the horrifying, awful, gory tales about people dying in the woods if somebody didn't make it back to tell them.
If people didn't make it back.
Perfect. Okay.
I'm gonna go take my rifle. Magnus, you're my mechanic. Is it possible to take my hunting rifle off of the plane? Because dear God, I'm terrified.
Just undo pull the staples out. It's
okay,
fine.
Great. Because
it's cool.
I am quaking with fear right now, and I'm trying to cover it up. But as my business partner, you should know that.
Right. I wouldn't worry. As we established, people make it back. And your people.
At least one person has made it back.
At least 2.
At least two.
So I'll get started on the repairs, which is going to take forever. You've really got the easier job here.
You're right. No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Right. So I'll get started. Let's make the thumb happen.
Okay, I'm gonna make the thumb happen.
One and a
wobble. We're at 1 and a wobble.
Right. Let's stop with the wobbling and get with the going.
All right, I'm off. I gotta get my rifle and then I'm off.
I gotta get my rifle. Don't forget that.
I gotta get my rifle and quietly appreciate my time on this planet, and then I'm off.
And maybe remove the electrically heated clothing because heat stroke even in the winter.
Yeah. You're right. Well,
but don't spend too long out there.
You're right. Okay. I really love these two. Is the thing.
They're really good. Is the thing. All right. So you stand before the towering trees of the spooky wood, and there's a reason everybody in Himmelgard flies, and that reason is because it's not just a forest. And it's not just a forest filled with horrible monsters. The specific reason is because, Faye? Horrible David Bowie played dancing, manipulative, evil folk?
Yes, indeed.
They're definitely super a thing.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean,
really bad. And they do not like humans very much. They used to be kind of cool with humans. Humans were pretty nice to them. They were pretty nice to humans. If, by nice, we mean limited destruction of forest and limited kidnapping of babies. But, industrialization and horrible big wars and people crashing airplanes in their forest all the time kind of soured relationships a little bit.
Oh, no, they're 100% right. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not happy that they're not happy with us, but I get it.
Right, but that does make it a really good idea that you have an anti-tank rifle.
Yeah.
Because that is what a precision rifle becomes when you carry it.
Yep.
So, you're going out into the woods, and we are going to use the going out into the woods rules. Okay. So let's go out in the woods. You have got to make it, when you're out in the woods, we abstract distances to something called treks, which is just a significant amount of time spent walking through the woods.
Sure.
So you have got to make it 3 treks through the woods.
3 treks. Okay.
Yeah. So you're going to roll Explore the Wild to press into the woods.
Okay.
Roll plus daring.
That's what I'm best at. My boy at least knows what he's good at, and I'm happy for him. That is a 12.
All right, cool. So choose one. You move safely and quietly. You take advantage forward if you get into a fight. You overcome another, so you make it 2 instead of 1, treks into the forest, or you leave a trail behind, giving you advantage to head back.
I make it safely and quietly.
Cool. Yeah, cool. So you start moving through the spooky forest. It's well named. I don't know why, it's a little on the nose.
Sure.
But it is spooky. As you push further and further in, the trees start to get larger and older, and you didn't think they were this tall when you were looking at them from the air, but they're less like trees now, and they're looking a little bit more like wooden skyscrapers, redwood style scale. And the creatures that you start to see through the woods start to get stranger and larger and weirder, and you start seeing mysterious lights dancing around. So, you're not dead yet, so it can't be that bad.
Yeah.
And it's also, you're noticing, starting to get dark, and you're not sure if it's actually getting late, or if it's just the canopy of the trees closing in more and more. You want to keep pressing on?
I gotta keep pressing on. I gotta get this horn.
Cool. So as you round, the next tree, and you're preparing to press forward, you spot a business opportunity. And by business opportunity, I mean a super large, reindeer-y type looking creature with enormous glittering antlers. People probably be impressed if you brought that back. They might pay you for it. Or you might piss off the primordial gods of the forest and bring about an uncertain and horrifying doom. What do you do?
I am ambitious. Some would say egotistical. I would say egotistical. Frankly, my ego is one of my most attractive qualities. I am not reckless.
Fair enough.
I am gonna watch this. I'm gonna look at this reindeer. I'm just gonna stand perfectly still. Break one hand on the strap of my rifle, and the other hand I'm gonna raise up and just sort of give it a wave, and try my best to be on my way while doing as much as I can to keep at least one eye on the reindeer.
Cool. Yeah. So you move on. The reindeer moves on. Everything's cool. Roll me another Explore the Wild.
All right. 12.
All right. So once again, pick one of those ones safely and quietly. Overcome another one. So if you overcome another one, you'll make it right there.
I'm definitely overcoming another one. If it's getting
awesome.
dark, I'm no longer worried about safety or quiet. I've got my rifle.
So yeah,
I've given the reindeer his due. I hope that is enough.
So you press on a little bit faster, a little bit of a half jog for a lot of it, and finally you make it to the hill. You climb the hill. It's not that difficult because of all the enormous roots that, seem to make a natural stairway to the top of. And there, glittering in a sunbeam, is the horn of the fallen skyscraper. It's a lot bigger than you thought you're probably going to have to sling it over your shoulder, which is fun because you also have to do that with your enormous rifle. So that's going to be awkward, but you do have it. You pull it out of the ground. Takes a little bit. Takes like 15 minutes or so. And, you lay the rifle down to do it. It takes you a couple tries. You take a breather. You walk a circle around it a few times. And you finally have it pulled out of the ground, and you look around you and you realize you have no fucking clue how to get home. You don't know which direction is which. You pull out your compass and it spins.
It's always step 2 that gets me. That's the thing. Like, that, Magnus and I need to have a talk, because, like, we need to work out a way for step 2 not to get me, because step 2 always gets me.
It's always step 2. If you could make it to step 3, that would be a huge improvement.
Yeah, then we're golden. Or as golden as this horn.
If you failed at step 1, then you just know.
Yeah. Then it's just not going to work. It's always 2, and that's what's tough about it. So, you got to figure out a way to get home. And the 2 options that cross your mind, though you might think of more, are pick a direction, start walking. Forest is nice. Forest likes people. Fae kind of might be helpful in that regard. You didn't shoot the reindeer. Maybe they're cool. And the other is ask for help. You're undoubtedly being watched, like, of course. So, hey, maybe like a helpful forest sprite will give you a hand. What do you do? The reason that I don't go home, the reason that my hometown it doesn't matter anymore, is because I put my faith in my fellow individual. If somebody is watching me, then hopefully, ideally, they saw me not shoot the reindeer, and I'm not going to say that that's going to help my case, but at least if I approach them honestly and friendly. If I approached him as a friend, then I think I'll be okay.
Awesome, yeah. So, you stand on the top of the hill and you wave the big horn around, and you're like, "Hey, anybody know how I could get home?" And after a few minutes, a person steps out from behind a tree to address you. They are super underdressed for the weather, and they look like just like a super like whatever Oscar's idea of what the ideal man is. Mm-hmm. This guy's got it. Just the hottest dude.
Yep.
He also coincidentally has like a super cool set of antlers. I don't know if that's part of like Oscar's thing. That might just be like a Fae thing and not part of the like super hot dude thing, but whatever you're into.
Oscar's learned some things about himself today.
Oscar making notes at the end of the day. Furry? Question mark, question mark, question mark?
Crosses out. Question. We'll leave the question mark. Monster fucker? Is that maybe? I've got underline both. Investigate later.
Yeah, and so this impossibly attractive dude starts walking towards you and goes, "Hello, stranger. I hear that you are a little lost."
That I am. I am a long way from, a while from home. I don't really. I mean, I couldn't tell you how far from home I am, but from where I'm supposed to be,
'cause you're lost.
I am from where I am staying tonight. I am a decent way away.
Okay. Are you sure about that?
No.
Good answer. So, you're going to parlay with the strange. You're going to ask how to get home. Parlay with the strange is the move used for asking weird shit for stuff.
Yes.
It works for Fae or horrible underwater monsters if you're like a fisher or something, or like clockmen, whatever. Parlay with the strange is what you roll. A couple fun things about this. First, you state what you want. Mm-hmm. Which is, I mean, we know what you want. You want to get home. You want to know the way home. And
more than anything, I want to get home. Let's not limit it to wanting one thing just yet.
Of course, no, obviously. And name 2 things you'd be willing to lose in exchange.
I would be willing to lose.
These do not have to be physical objects.
Mm-hmm.
They can be metaphysical. They can be narrative.
I would be willing to lose. So what I would be willing to lose is the last few seeds out of this packet of seeds that is mostly empty because, the truth is, like, when I do a job for someone, I give them a seed as a thank you. It is my way of saying, like, thank you. You have made your place a home to me, and here's a seed from my home. I would be willing to lose the last several of those because if he could take me home, then he would make wherever I am staying more than a home, and I would be willing to give that up.
Okay, that's a really good one.
And the other thing that I would be willing to give up is... Okay, listen, part 2 is usually what gets me anyway, and frankly, Magnus and I need to have a talk about the part 2, so I'm beginning to feel like, this is the part 2 of this operation that gets me, so, like, if I just didn't find the horn, that seems like not the worst. No,
all right.
No, it's... Hold on. Let me talk. Let me think through this. I think I would like to keep the horn, but I wonder. I would be willing to give up my daydreaming imagination.
Oh shoot! That's good.
The truth is, like, it is the last thing that I have held on to from the me that I was.
Oh wow!
It is
okay. Yeah.
I don't. The truth is, I don't. And, like, I think Oscar's posture kind of stops as he thinks through this, and he's like, the truth is I don't really need it, because, like, I've done it. You know what I mean? Like, there's daydreaming is for people, daydreaming is for the Oscar that hasn't lived it yet. Now I can relive my memories. Like, I have this life now. I don't need to dream about it.
Ooh, okay. Those are worthy offers. So roll 2d10 and add no stats.
Okay. That is a 17.
Nice. So basically, I take one of the things you offered, and I'm going to take the seeds, because you rolled really well. And I'm feeling generous. So you hand over the last few, there's 6 of them or so. And they are immediately scattered out into the freshly fallen snow. And then he's like, those are good in the winter, right?
They're beautiful. They're gonna...
Okay.
Can I look, I realize that you are incredibly powerful and terrifying and
yeah. I'm glad it's glad to be recognized.
Attractive, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But we're dealing with a lot of complicated emotions right now, but I'm probably not in a position to ask things, but can I make a request before I leave?
Sure.
Please take care of those trees. I know you will, because I think that's your thing.
Kind of our deal, yeah.
Okay, good, because I want those. They're really nice orange trees. You're gonna love them.
And he steps up really close to you, like really. Oh my god, he is tall.
I'm spinning one lock of my hair.
Yeah. Of course, we'll take care of them.
That's all I ask.
The next thing you know, you are standing alone at the top of the hill, and there is a path through the trees, clear as a road.
Step 3.
And you walk home safe. You don't have to explore the wild, you've got the road.
Yep.
Alright, so you stride back into town with this horn over your shoulder and the rifle in your other hand, and you feel awesome. Right up until you remember all the times you might have died doing that. Oh my god. So let's look at stress triggers.
Let's do it.
So first, you take flight stress. So flight stress in your plane is, I'm looking at your profile, 2. Take 2, but you lose 1 because you have that awesome move.
Yes.
Because you went flying, and flying is wonderful.
And that's where the fun begins.
Yup. So that's 1 stress already. Did you get hit by enemy fire? I think giant horns tearing through your plane counts.
Yep.
If you took a life.
Yeah.
Yeah. No comrades were wounded. You didn't catch fire. You didn't lose your plane. No innocents came to harm. So you just take the 3.
4, because I take
4.
2 stress plus
Yes.
the 2 stress plus the 3 minus 1, so 4.
Yes, 4 stress. That's math. I wrote this game that has a ton of math in it and consulted like real flight engineers to make the airplanes work. And I cannot do basic addition.
I get it. Look, there's a reason that I'm a writer.
Yeah, I failed math 3 times in high school. So this just proves, kids, don't give up on your dreams, or something.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, or do. I'm not really sure. You take
is to never give up on
a number of stress. 3? Was it 4? 4 stress. Okay, so yeah, you set both of them down, and you just whoa. And Magnus comes up and is like, "You did it! Step 3."
I'm not sure you had the easier job.
I'm not even done yet. You're done.
Magnus, I love you. I love you like a family member. I know that we tried it one time and it just did not work. But
God,
I love you. But you gotta stop saying that you have the hard part, because I know in your gut, the deepest parts of your gut, you don't. And frankly, I'm kind of tired of you saying that you do, because we both know you don't, and I don't want you to say that anymore.
All right, that's totally fair. Of course, I've only been saying it to motivate.
No, I understand that, and I appreciate that.
It's to give you a sense that you can do it, because you can do it.
I want you to continue to motivate me, but I want you to find ways that motivate me that upset me less.
Okay, how about I motivate you with how much money we are going to make?
See, I don't know why you think that you need other ways to motivate me, because frankly, I am a very simple man.
Because we are going to be rich. Look at the size of this thing.
See, okay,
that must have been really heavy to carry.
Do you see the one thumb?
Yeah.
Do you want to see the other thumb?
Absolutely. Show me the thumb. Oh, shoot. What happened to your thumb, dude?
Oh, God. Oh, my God. I don't know.
You probably did it during landing. It's fine.
Oh, most of it's dried, but jeez.
Yeah, no. Oh, my God. Okay, let's get you inside. Let's take the horn, go inside, and we'll figure out our next step.
Now, Erika, how do vents work?
How do vents work? Okay, so vents are fortunately not something that you have to deal with right now.
Okay, because I didn't just use one just for the sake of using one.
I mean, that is totally fine, but mechanically the way vents work is that when you hit 10 stress, you can't fly anymore until you get your stress down below 5. And vents are the way you do that. You perform those actions. It gets rid of a bunch of stress by giving it to your comrades.
Yep.
Basically. But it's actually super clever, because stress is also how you get experience in this game. Mm-hmm. So some classes take stress faster than others, which means they'll burn out more often, which means they'll vent more often, which keeps the amount of stress in the party total more even.
I like that.
Yeah, it's smart.
This is a well-built game.
It's game design. It took 3 years. I'm never getting them back. All right, let's move on to stress relief and making money.
Yes.
Because you got to do both those things.
Yes.
So you stride back into the tavern. You've got this huge horn over your shoulder. You've got a Band-Aid on your thumb. And you're feeling like things could probably be better in the moment. Yeah, you stopped hyperventilating. That's cool.
Great.
But yeah, you definitely want to take the edge off a little bit before moving on to step 3.
Yes, indeed.
Which, step 2.5.
Yeah, step 2.5. Step 2.5 is de-stress. Step 3 is make the money.
Yes. It's a vital step. It's the pre-celebration, if you will.
Yes.
You've got a pre-game for when step 3 goes through.
Yes.
All right, so there is an unspecified village where we can build out whatever weird shit you need to be in there to take the edge off. What do you do?
I find the nearest, I find the one place that I've always felt most comfortable, which flashes back to my previous adventures, which is like the most obnoxiously like pilot bar that I can find.
Oh God,
to
yeah,
just like
absolutely.
tear it up, like just drink, and then I hit the bar, I drink, I swap some stories. And normally I would find a cute boy and we would retreat to my quarters, but tonight I am gonna not do that. I'm gonna hit the bar. I'm gonna swap some stories. Yeah. I'm gonna tell the story of how I outwitted not one but two sky screamers today. Absolutely. Because again, I am the greatest pilot that has ever lived.
100%.
But then I'm gonna go to the roof of. Then after that, I'm gonna go to the roof of the bar and I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna look out at that wood and I'm gonna daydream about some things.
Are you now?
I am.
All right, cool. Let's start with first off the part where you tear it up and brag about stuff.
Yep.
Let's count bragging as a vice.
Yeah.
So problem is you're a farmer and you have the naive move, which means that you're not great at bragging unless somebody else shows you how. Fortunately, we're playing single player mode. And this is a game that has single-player rules.
Bless you. Bless you for that.
So actually, the naive rule works a little bit different for you because you're playing alone. Because Party of One was like a huge... Like, every game I write right now, I'm like, oh, it's got to be able to run on Party of One. It's got to be able to play with just like one person.
That is legitimately the most flattering thing that I've heard in ages. Thank you.
So in freelancer mode, which is single player mode, you are simply always at disadvantage. So you do have an advantage though. NPCs can negate with help if narratively appropriate, and you are friends with the best bragger.
Look, there's a reason that he and I are friends.
Right. So you have a ton of help for this. So
it's Erika. It's really actually very cute because like for as much as I brag, so much of it is like empty, naive posturing because like it's so you can so see through Oscar's bragging as like trying to hype himself up because like he is a very good pilot, but like he just never thinks it's gonna be enough. Oh, that's very good.
Yeah, well, and meanwhile Magnus is experienced at this.
Yeah, Magnus knows that he and Oskar are the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Right. And sliced bread's pretty recent. This is like the fantasy 20s.
Yeah, you gotta be pretty we're gonna be the next sliced bread, because frankly, sliced bread hasn't had a chance to establish itself yet.
Yeah, there's still a chance to dethrone it.
Yeah.
So, roll me daring real quick.
Alright, beautiful. It's what I am best at, and that is an 18.
Hell yes. So for the first time in your life, when you start talking about the cool shit you did, it does not feel like lying. Oh. You did some awesome stuff.
Oh, there's definitely a moment where Magnus is like telling stories and like I have to pitch up and be like, I got two skies. Wait, I got two Sky Screamers? Oh my god, I got two Sky Screamers. I got two Sky Screamers today.
Yeah, it's everyone like you feel awesome. Everyone's admiring the giant horn. Everything's amazing. And finally you're a little bit drunk. Probably not the best time to climb onto a roof.
Yes.
But you wander up there after a little while. Magnus has disappeared to do Magnus stuff. And you're sitting on the roof and you're staring out over into the spooky forest where you can still see just very lightly, very subtly the dancing lights in between the trees, even at this distance. And you're like, well, what do you daydream about? I have an idea. I think I know what it is.
I think you know exactly what it is, frankly. I daydream about a very, very pretty boy that really kind of put all the, there were some pretty boys down there, but there was one of them that put those boys to shame.
Yeah, it's the antlers.
Let's
be real.
And I'm like, is it the antlers? Fuck, I think it's the antlers.
God,
I mean, it is what it is.
Like, that is going to be difficult to, like... That's a very specific niche.
I don't know if it's exclusively them.
But it may be a factor.
Yeah.
So, you lose yourself to this pretty great daydream. But unfortunately, right in the middle of it, this ridiculous-looking fade dude suddenly stops and goes, actually, really sorry to interrupt. This is super cool. We need some help.
Do you need a pilot, or do you need, like, this is going to sound...
Definitely a pilot.
Oh, okay, great. I'm glad. Thank you. The other options didn't see... I'm pretty... My skill set's pretty specific. But
no.
Pretty ample in that area, though.
No, but it's great. It's great. Like, 100%. But we definitely do need your help.
Okay.
Because... So, I mean... We've been dealing with it for a while, and we thought we had it under control, but we kind of super don't. And today I sort of realized, like, oh, actually, wait, there's this, like, squishy human who can fly airplanes, which, I mean, we've tried. It's not fun.
No, I mean, it kind of is, but it's...
touching metal sort of burns.
That's a good point. Good point. Like, point taken.
It's not... You want that under controlled circumstances and with, like, safe word and stuff. We need some help because there's some people that are burning down, like, a lot of the forest right now, and it would be really cool. And we'd really appreciate it if you'd help us out.
Yeah, all you had to do was ask.
All right, super cool. Back to our regular scheduled daydream.
Great.
So, yeah, the daydream continues for a little while, like that didn't happen. And then you wake up with basically like the drawing in the map of your mind of like where you need to go and what you need to do. Mm-hmm. Because a couple hundred kilometers away is away. A day's flight. Day's flight. The giant forest that the spooky forest is an extension of is currently being quite extensively exploited by something. You just see like a horrible huge machine and fire and Fern Gully-esque imagery. And you need you feel a need to do something about this.
Yeah, I made a promise. I gotta do what I gotta do.
Yeah. The problem is it is in the opposite direction of the next part of your scheme. So, because you were going to go back up north to sell this, because there's a whole town of suckers there who would lose their mind. They don't know anything about anything. It'd be perfect, but you did make a promise.
I made a promise. You know what? Like, Magnus is the talker anyway. I gotta do what I gotta do.
That's the words. What do you do?
What do I do? I think I go and I climb down. I think I've sobered up at this point.
Yeah, more or less. Kind of. Mostly.
Mostly. Enough. I climb down and I gotta find Magnus. I gotta find Magnus. We gotta talk.
Okay, so it does not take you long to find Magnus. Magnus has gone to a different bar entirely to brag more.
Good. Great.
It's his main means of entertainment is talking about how fucking cool he and his best friend is. So he's got the horn laid out on a table. There's like a dozen people, and he's like, yeah, there's just like a billion of them. It's so cool. And and there's the man of the hour as you walk through the door, right? He's everybody like looks at you like huge smiles on their face, like, oh my god, this Magnus, flying ace, amazing.
Magnus, can you stop talking about this very lucrative and very just really primed for action business opportunity that you are presenting to these fine people and talk to me outside for just a moment?
Absolutely, best friend. And he picks it up and he's like, I will be back in a moment. We're just gonna go do a talking. And he, steps out and he's like, I'm I'm so excited. We are going to make so much money. I'm so glad that you're on board with this amazing plan and it's going to work out. Nothing can make this go wrong. What do you have to tell me?
Promise me you're going to split it with me.
Oh, the money?
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, no, obviously. Like, duh, that's our whole thing. 50-50.
I guess what I mean is, promise I gotta go south.
Okay. Which we can do.
No, I gotta go south now. Like, I need you to finish fixing up the plane, like, ASAP. Me and the dancer gotta go south. Like, now.
I would like you to roll Get Real.
Okay.
When you speak the truth from your heart and they are willing to listen, take 1 stress and roll plus calm.
Okay. 11.
That's still a partial success. So perfect. Yeah. So, he, sort of, his face falls at first and he goes, you know what? But
I know.
Plan together.
I know. Part 3.
Money.
We've never gotten to part 3 before. I know, and that's why I asked you to promise, because you're gonna go do part 3.
I'm gonna go do part 3, and you're going to.
I'm gonna go south and fulfill this promise.
Okay.
I gotta go help some people. You know how I get. You know how I get.
Okay, yeah, no, this is definitely an Oskar thing.
People need me, and I gotta go help them. And you know better than anybody. But you go. This is the most Magnus plan that has ever lived. You go do that, and just promise me you're gonna give me the half.
Absolutely, of course.
And promise me you don't die. Promise me that you're gonna take your plane, you're gonna drive safe, and you're gonna not die.
Of course, no. I mean, I'm first off, I'm not like I'm gonna wait a day like after drinking this much.
No, God, no. We're not doing that. Yeah, neither of us are leaving for 24 hours.
Not again.
But I want you to promise me. I want you to promise me that you're gonna be safe. You're gonna do the plan. You're gonna be Magnus because you are amazing.
Of course. And you have got to go and be Oskar.
And I gotta go be Oskar.
Absolutely. But I am doing this part, so 60-40? Okay, 50-50, 50-50.
No, I will accept 60-40. I will accept 60-40. Here's the deal.
I shouldn't have said it. Okay.
I get one more. I get one. You don't get to ask. You don't get to make judgy faces.
One more Oskar thing.
I get one more Oskar thing. This
cool.
one,
yeah.
this one. I'm not going to reveal anything yet. I do have an Oskar thing in mind. It is a newly discovered Oskar thing.
Cool. Yeah. No. Absolutely. All right.
Okay.
I'm going to go get rich, and you're going to do whatever.
Go be a hero. And also another thing which I will explain to you later. You do not get to ask questions about. I'll give you 3 questions. You're gonna want to ask questions. I will give you 3 questions
now.
At the time that I do. Well,
can I have 1 question?
You can have 1 question now.
Okay. I can't think of anything.
I will tell you. I don't think it's exclusively that he has that he is some sort of antler-clad. Terrifying monster. I don't think that's exclusively what it is, but I do think there's at least a small part of it.
All right. Does that count as my question?
You can ask 1 question now.
Okay. But it's a part of it, right?
It's definitely a part of it. There's definitely an appeal. I don't think it's specifically the antlers, but like what they represent is where I'm coming from.
It's definitely I have no idea what we're talking about. I will talk to you later.
Okay.
We are going to be rich.
That sounds good.
Good luck with your hero stuff.
Hey. Part 3.
We may even reach the mythical part 4.
Oh, man. Have we talked about part 4?
No, we've been putting it off.
All right. Well, then
I guess we don't want to get ahead of ourselves.
I guess part 4 should be discuss part 5. Let's make that official. Part 4 is discuss part 5 because We need to, because I feel like
There's a part 5?
I think we need to, that's why we need to discuss.
Okay. I will see you at part 4 then.
All right.
And he, like, salutes you. A single tear rolls down his face.
I throw him a thumbs up. I love you too, my friend. And I blowed into the plane. Like, I tell him, I'm like, oh, wait. You gotta finish fixing up the plane. Like,
no, and you cannot fly. You are so drunk, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I am, like, I shouldn't fix it either. Like, I'm gonna forget everything.
Yeah, we'll talk in the morning.
See you in the morning.
Yeah.
No, definitely. We're gonna... See you then.
And I think we cut to the morning. I think that, like...
So, there is actually an end of night roll, so roll, real quick roll, that was three vices, so roll 3d20.
3d20. 16, an 11, and 2.
Nice. So you lose 2 stress.
Okay,
and gain 2 XP. So you have 3 XP total right now.
And 3 XP and 3 stress.
Awesome. That scene was fucking amazing.
That scene was good. And I think we cut to the morning. I think that we cut to, like, Magnus is finished fixing the plane.
Yeah.
I think there's, like, probably, like, a wordless moment where I put a hand on his shoulder and I'm just like, I nod. And, like, you know, it's real solemn. And then for a moment, we just both start giggling and being like, part 3? Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, no, serious. Solemn moment. Part 3, oh shit.
Oh my god, we're gonna be so rich. Okay.
Part 3.
So much money, though, oh my god.
Oh my fuck. Like, the pilots bought it, and they never buy anything.
Right? Like, so oh my god, we are going to be so rich.
We're going to be so rich. Okay, part 3.
Oh my god.
I'm going to go south, you go north.
Go do your thing. I've got my plane loaded up, you've got your plane loaded up, you've got my shit, I've got your shit. Let's switch it and go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I load into the plane, and I wait for him to load into his plane, and we fly off in opposite directions, and I feel like for now that is game.
Yeah.
That feels like a good end point.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's really good.
What a good game that was.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Erika, this game owns.
I have so many ideas if we want to do a part 2.
I would like to at some point do a part 2, because...
Oh my god. Because I was thinking, like, Leviathan Machine. Like, you gotta go fight a giant Ferngully-esque robot.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like a good one. I got it. Yep, I'm down.
Yeah. All right.
Good times. Good game.
Good stuff. Oh my god, that was awesome.
That was really fun.
Yeah, I did not expect it to take a ground to do, like, hey, Flying Circus, the game where you can fly airplanes is out. Let's spend most of it on the ground.
You know what? Like, it's a good story, though, and that's what matters.
Yeah, exactly. No, I am not actually upset. It freaking ruled.
Erika, thank you so much for coming on the show and playing this game with me. This was
so
so
much
good.
for having me. Oh my god.
Real quick, before we wrap up, where can people find you and your work online?
You can find me on Twitter at open_sketchbook. I have a Patreon at open_sketch. I think other social medias may exist. I don't know. And another thing is that you can find the stories I write on a website called Sufficient Velocity, where I go by Open Sketchbook. Or Open Sketch. Just Open Sketch. So I do play-by-post stories of me running usually my own, like, testing my own campaigns as choose-your-own-adventure stories that everyone votes on the actions of the main character.
Oh, I love that. That's very good.
Yeah. And I actually, like, Flying Circus's whole setting was developed in one of those.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then I edited it into a novel that you can buy.
Dope.
So, yeah. And Flying Circus is out. You can get it. The novel's called Whispers from the Deep. You can also get it. And that's what I got.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show and playing this game with me. And for now, I'm going to throw it over to me in the future so that he can wrap up with the show. Take it, future me. Thanks, Past Me. And thanks again to Erika for coming on the show. We have got to play again really soon. I really, really want to play the next part of the story because I had so much fun with this one. It was very, very good. Be sure to check the show notes for more information about Flying Circus, and be sure to follow Erika on Twitter at open_sketch. From there, you can follow us at Party of One Pod, like the show on Facebook, facebook.com/partyofonepodcast. Join our Discord community at bit.ly/partyofonediscord. If you enjoy the show, consider leaving us a nice iTunes review, a Stitcher review, or a Podchaser review. Those are the 3. You can review us other places, but those are the 3 places that I get a little note in my email about, and that just makes me happy, so do it in those 3 places. If you want to support the show, you can do so at patreon.com/JeffStormer, or there's a standing offer that if you donate to your local bail fund, mutual aid fund, or other charity supporting the Black Lives Matter protests, I'll send you some free games, including the PDF of When You're Here, Your Family, the official Olive Garden LARP. I mean, I guess not official, but it's good enough. Shoot me an email or a DM on Twitter and we'll work something out. You can also email me at partyofonepodcast@gmail.com if you'd like to inquire about advertising rates, coming on the show as a guest, or press coverage. Party of One is, of course, produced and edited, as always, by Jeff Stormer and Jen Frank. All music for the show comes from the song Infinite Lives by Megaran, featuring the D&D Sluggers, and the Party of One logo is by Evan Rowland. And I think that is it. So until next time, thank you so much for listening. Remember to fight the force of fascism every single day. Remember that self-love and self-care are radical and defiant acts of resistance. And as always, party on, everybody.